What's going on, guys? This is your boy Rain here, and today I'm going to be making a video about the brand new video game called HighGuard that came out a few days ago. And I'm going to be specifically talking about the failures of the game. Obviously, a lot of people have been talking about this topic the past few days. It's been a very popular topic on YouTube. Um, Now, my main thing I want to bring up is that this is a project that was made from some developers from Respawn Entertainment. That it was kind of a spin-off series almost. It's not attached to Respawn Entertainment, but it's devs that were a part of it, and they worked on this project. And I'm going to talk to you guys about essentially what the game is, and then give you guys why I think it was going to fail, no matter what. So essentially, what HighGuard is a 3v3 extraction shooter, capture the flag. So essentially what it is that there is a gigantic map, and it's a 3v3 setting where everyone gets mounts, I guess you can say, and they go and they extract and they mine to get loot for them to essentially go and capture a flag for your team. And both teams have a base, and essentially your job is to take the flag and put it into their base, and you win. That is essentially the concept of the game. Now, it sounds less complicated the way I explained it, but the way that it actually is very, very, very empty. That's the big problem with this game. I think the first element that made this game struggle from the beginning was you have such a gigantic world, but there's only 6 people in the lobby, right? So I think that if they were going to do something like this, they should make it where it was more of a battle royale setting. Now, I know people have been like, oh, it's a fucking battle royale, bro. But you gotta think that that would have been a lot more interesting if it was like an extraction shooter battle royale, kind of like Arc Raiders almost. And it could have went down that direction instead of it being an arena shooter. Um, it just kind of just takes away the elements of you wanting to play the game and it being exciting, because you're loading into a lobby and then you're like, yo, I'm just going to go ahead and loot for 5 minutes and then see someone every once in a while when I pull up a mount on them. Also, the game itself is just very fucking boring. There's a lot of the gameplay loop itself I find to be very boring, very stagnant. There isn't really too much excitement in the game, in my personal opinion. Like, if you think about it, if you made it like a 4v4v4v4 shooter with a gigantic map, extraction, there's 4 bases, capture the flag based, and there's alliances that could be formed. It's all proximity chat. There's so many things that they could have done better with this project, but it's so bare bones. It's so boring that it kind of drives everyone to be like, why would I play this game for even more than an hour? You know what I mean? Like, this game doesn't really give you the incentive to stick around whatsoever. They give you nothing. They give you, essentially, they're like, well, here's the game. That's it, you know? And I find that to be a big problem, considering that, yes, this game it was hyped up. I will say it was a pretty hyped up first person shooter. Considering the developers that are involved. But I am massively disappointed with the developers of this game, because it feels like it was a game that they just wanted to sell mounts. That was the main premise. The main thing that they wanted to sell was going into the store and buying different mounts. Like, simply, it feels like that was the only appeal this game was going to provide. It wasn't going to provide you actual gameplay sensation. No, I feel like they were like, yo, we have these mounts that can make us lots of money. We're going to overcharge the shit out of the store and make kids buy it. And honestly speaking, none of this shit is original that they've done in this game either. If you played Realm Royale, Paladins, you guys know that this is kind of the similar thing. The only real difference is that it's very similar in a way that they're trying to make this game kind of feel like Team Fortress 2 with more of an open world kind of thing going on there with the Arc Raiders vibe. And then you got the shooting mechanics of Apex Legends. So they have a lot of elements in the game, and you would think that all of them intertwined together would be unique. Unfortunately, it's not unique whatsoever, and it's very bland and boring. Now, I will give it the credit it deserves. There's only one thing that HighGuard has that is good, and that is pretty good gameplay. I will say the gameplay looks pretty solid, considering everything. I think it looks good. Now, the game is empty, though. I think that it could even make it past alpha in this stage because, respectfully, everything is super clunky. The controls are horrible in this game. On PC, the game is not barely fucking optimized to play. Like, you can't even get the proper frame rate. Even in situations where you're just having a one-on-one with someone, like a mount v mount battle, you're basically going to be lagging in your initial first couple shots. The latency is trash. The frame rate is horrible. The performance is unbelievably bad, especially on PC, in comparison to console. That being said, on console, the controls are really bad, really clunky. It just feels like this game is unfinished, and they decided to put it out and make people spend money on cosmetics, and hopefully they can sell all those mounts, you know? Maybe they'll sell enough mounts that they'll actually make a good video game by the end, because it's unbelievable that we're still in this stage that AAA developers are putting out half-baked games and making people pay money for this shit. It's absolutely disgusting, and I really hope that they learn from their mistake. I hope this is a situation that's kind of like No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk, where the game has a terrible launch, terrible reception, and then they just put it back in the oven. You know what I mean? They put the game back in the oven and they develop some ideas, make the game better. I feel like adding more optimization for players is number one. Number two is making it more players in one lobby, because I think 3v3 is not enough at all. Like, respectfully, I'm sorry. Like, I think this was a game that they were trying to get the Apex Legends fan base involved in because of the three player group thing. But like, that's the only fucking game I could point at and be like, yeah, that one's the only one that does it. So why would you do it for HighGuard that has no actual gameplay that fits a 3v3 model? And then the next one I would say is maybe less complicating the game mode itself. Maybe, just maybe, the game could have loadouts in the game instead of it being um, you're extracting, trying to find loot. Adding that element into it, I feel like, is overcomplicating the game. I think if you make the main concept be the capture the flag, and you're going and you're doing that, and that's the gameplay, it would make it a lot more interesting because you're not spending 2 minutes looting or fucking around and doing nothing instead. Because I feel like it's just a pointless thing that they have this this break right at the beginning of the game so you can get loot, even though you can fight people in this exchange, so you're not really protected. I find it to be fucking stupid. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think about HighGuard. If you guys have tried it, let me know what you guys think. I think the game is a failure, and I think the things they have to work on I've already expressed. And I'm praying to God, if I make a sequel to this video, that it'll be me praising the game for them doing some good changes. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a huge thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 600 subscribers. I would love to hit it this year. And have a good old jolly day there, boys. Peace.